Hi, it is Thursday morning, 5th of September. This channel is Drips Media, and I will be covering financial news from New York stock exchanges before markets open. The regular trading for the U.S. stock market opens at 9:30 a.m. My name is Daniela Drips. I will be quickly covering yesterday's closing data, main indexes, and the key companies. Please follow us online.
Good morning. This is Drips Media, lid from New York. Drips Media, the revolutionary digital service that transforms the way you stay informed. With Drips Media, you get real-time news delivered in dynamic short video clips, keeping you updated on the latest headlines as they happen. Our cutting-edge technology curates and condenses top stories. Whether you're on the go or just need a quick update, Drips News ensures you're always in the know, effortlessly. Stay connected, stay informed, and experience news like never before with Drips News.
Turning our attention to the broader market, the SP 500 couldn't maintain its momentum from earlier in the week, slipping 0.2% to close at 5,520.1. This marks the second straight day of losses for the index. The tech-heavy NASDAQ also struggled, mirroring the SP's performance with a 0.3% dip to finish the session at 17,084.3. This is also the second consecutive day of losses for the NASDAQ. Meanwhile, the Dow Jones Industrial Average managed to eke out a small gain, adding 0.2% to close at 34,890.2. This marks a positive reversal after two consecutive days of losses for the index. Looking at some of the biggest names in tech, Apple shares fell for the third straight day, closing at 220.9, a 0.9% decrease. Google also continued its downward trend, dropping 0.6% to finish the day at 156.5. This marks the second consecutive day of losses for the tech giant. Microsoft experienced a more modest decline, with its shares dipping a marginal 0.1% to close at 408.9. This is also the second day in a row of losses for Microsoft. These mixed results suggest some uncertainty in the market, with investors possibly taking a breather after the recent rally. We'll continue to monitor these trends and bring you the latest analysis. On the other hand, Amazon bucked the trend, with its shares rising for the second consecutive day, closing at 140.2, a gain of 1.2%. This positive performance comes after 2 days of losses for the e-commerce giant. Netflix also ended the day in positive territory, with its shares edging up 0.3% to close at 455.4. This marks the second straight day of gains for the streaming service provider. Shifting our focus to the bond market, the 10-year Treasury yield saw a slight uptick, rising to 4.2%, reflecting a potential move towards riskier assets. Despite the mixed performance of the major indices, Apple's recent performance is noteworthy. The tech giant has now seen its shares fall for 3 consecutive days, accumulating a 3.1% loss over the past 5 days. However, it's important to keep in mind the bigger picture, as Apple's stock has still gained an impressive 15% since the beginning of the year. We'll be keeping a close eye on Apple and the broader tech sector in the coming days. Now, let's turn our attention to some other tech giants. Amazon's upward trajectory continued, with its shares closing flat at 173.3, effectively halting a 2-day losing streak. Meta also showed resilience, posting a modest 0.2% gain to end the day at 512.7, marking a second consecutive day of gains. Nvidia, however, mirrored Amazon's performance, closing the day flat at 106.2, snapping a two-day losing streak. These varied performances within the tech sector underscore the current market volatility and the challenges in predicting short-term trends. While some companies are navigating the choppy waters effectively, others seem to be struggling to maintain their footing. Tesla, on the other hand, demonstrated a different story. The electric vehicle maker saw its shares climb 0.8% to close at 251.4, snapping a two-day losing streak. This positive movement comes after Tesla's stock experienced a 1.23% decline over the past 5 days. Meanwhile, Meta's stock closed at 512.74, a slight increase of 0.19% from the previous day. Despite this minor gain, Meta's stock has experienced a 1.23% decrease over the past 5 days and a 1.6% decrease for the month to date. However, it's worth noting that Meta has seen a significant 45% increase in its stock value since the beginning of the year. This positive year-to-date performance suggests that despite recent fluctuations, investor confidence in Meta remains strong. The stock's recent performance also shows a reversal of a short-term negative trend, with 3 days of gains within the last 10 trading days. These contrasting performances among tech giants highlight the current market dynamics, where some companies are capitalizing on specific opportunities while others are grappling with broader economic uncertainties. Now let's shift gears and delve into the financial sector. Bank of America and JP Morgan both experienced losses, with Bank of America down 0.5% to close at 40.5 and JP Morgan slipping 0.4% to finish at 219.3. Both institutions have now recorded losses for 2 consecutive days. In contrast, Morgan Stanley showed some resilience, bucking the trend with a 0.9% gain to close at 100.2, effectively reversing its previous day's loss. Similarly, MasterCard managed to eke out a small gain of 0.2% to end the day at 483.1, also snapping a one-day losing streak. Visa stood out in the financial sector, continuing its upward trajectory with a 0.7% increase to close at 280.5. This marks an impressive 4 consecutive days of gains for the payments giant. These mixed results within the financial sector mirror the broader market uncertainty, with investors seemingly weighing various economic indicators and their potential impact on the sector's profitability. The financial sector's performance yesterday presented a mixed bag, reflecting the broader market uncertainty. Bank of America, despite closing at 40.5, which represents a 2.1% gain over the past 5 days, saw its shares fall for 2 consecutive days. However, zooming out to a wider lens reveals a positive year-to-date performance for Bank of America, boasting a 22% increase since the start of the year. Furthermore, the stock has seen gains on 6 out of the last 10 trading days. The cryptocurrency market, known for its volatility, also showed mixed results. Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency by market cap, continued its downward trend for the second consecutive day, slipping 0.5% to close at $57,161.60. Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency, followed a similar path, also recording its second straight day of losses with a 0.4% dip to finish at $2,411.10. On a positive note, Dogecoin, often considered a more light-hearted cryptocurrency, managed to reverse its previous day's losses, edging up by a marginal 0.02% to close at 10 cents. This downward trend in Bitcoin's value is noteworthy, as it has now experienced 2 consecutive days of losses, accumulating a 3.3% decrease over the past 5 days. Despite this recent dip, it's important to remember that Bitcoin has seen a significant 35% increase since the beginning of the year. However, the recent price action suggests a potential shift in sentiment, and we'll be closely monitoring Bitcoin's performance in the coming days to see if this downward trend continues.